Cheers, Drew.
Cheers. Good to see you all.
I think
I've done Pips and Pints in a while.
No, we haven't. No, actually, this is quite nostalgic because I think probably going back about 2 or 3 years ago, we sat in this same pub, which I didn't realise we were coming here today until we got here. And I think that's where we initially introduced ourselves, I suppose, to...
Yeah, we did our first group sit down, I think, here.
Our audience. I think you were there, Planty, weren't you?
Yeah.
My first one was
that's when we introduced.
That's right.
Actually,
That's right. Which is probably a good opening topic, really, for one of the reasons that we're here today. As we have grown, maybe something that we've all identified over the last couple of months is where we've kind of lacked in terms of our customer interaction, I suppose, and putting our faces on the camera, which is something that we've kind of identified really over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And the way we grew the business organically was by introducing ourselves, Planty, Alex, who's obviously not here today. And naturally, as the business does progress and grow, you bring in the likes of influencers, other people to promote the business. But I think over the last 3 months, if we were going to be honest with ourselves, an area where we have lacked and maybe made a few mistakes in the last 3 months is focusing too much on the back end and sort of not coming forward and meeting up regularly, having chats and letting people know really what's going on. I think the last big event that we did was in Park Lane, wasn't it? Going back.
Yeah, that was, I can't even remember how long ago that was now.
3 or 4 months ago.
It was England, wasn't it?
Yeah, when the England was.
But I'm not really talking about that type of event. You know, it was a good event. We had some guest speakers on.
Yeah,
but
great.
I also think it's worthwhile every now and again to catch up.
Yeah.
Have a gentle pint.
We used to do it
and chew the fat.
Often, like every few months, and like you said, it was always something we was proud of, and you know, we'd address the community, talk about upcoming plans, what we've done recently, what we plan to do ahead. But I think, agreed, like the past 4 months, I think we've been so overwhelmingly busy, partly with growth, partly with Alpha Futures, and just everything. We've just lost,
which is still no excuse, obviously, but you know, it's
a good point, because I've got people on my live shows coming on and asking me stuff, so well, it's happening, it's developing. I know we've said, I can't tell you because it's not done, and we've been doing so much on top of each other that literally you've not been at a stage, apart from Futures, to actually say you've got anywhere.
I think you've always got to go back to your initial USPs. Our main selling points was how accessible we are as business owners to the customers, and maybe we have lost sight of that over the last 3 or 4 months. But we do have solutions to obviously put that right. But I suppose my point being, without being too negative, by the way, because we'll go on to discuss the positive things about the business and a few changes that we're making. But everybody's replaceable. You know, if you're a football manager, you can win the Champions League, start the next season, lose a few games, you're gone, you're replaced. You could be a prime minister, win a majority vote, couple of bad decisions, you're replaced.
That's it, you're out. You
know, and bringing that to ourselves, there's a new prop firm starting every day these days. You know, and we have grown, and I'm proud of the growth that we've achieved over the last 2 or 3 years. But we're replaceable at any time, so we can't get sloppy.
We can't get sloppy or complacent and lose touch with what I think as well. One of the things that maybe to the customers why we stood out is one of the things we did do different. We was always approachable, we was accessible, we was on camera, the owners directly spoke about what we was doing, what we was going through, what we planned to do ahead. But to your point, that is one thing that over the past 2.5 years of things that we've done, the past 4 months, that's the one thing that we haven't done, is been forward facing and talking about what we're doing.
We've kind of made that a rod for our own back doing that, because I've got so much incoming. I've got loads of people coming on every day, so I've tried to approach us and I've left messages. And we need to find those conduits to get back to them and get these suggestions, because there's some great stuff coming in.
That's a good point to start on as well, because even on a support basis, the support it's back down to, you know, within a couple 2-3 hours, you email us, you'll get a reply 99% of the time. But there was a couple of weeks where it was 6 hours, 8 hours, and that was purely because the amount of emails coming in, the amount of growth that we saw. Like April was great, May was really good, June, July was phenomenal, and you know, from where it was in February, then you hit June or July and we're almost got double the amount of clients, but we've still got the same team almost, maybe a few new hires. And then there was a period where it was we need 3 more support staff, we need 2 more compliance, we need another 4 more support, and then you got to train them. And there was a good month
sort of
period.
bridge period.
Yeah, there was like a good month that was bridging the growth number of clients coming in, so that we could maintain that 2-3 hour response time, that quick.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, there was people that there was a period, it's a bit slower than usual. I've emailed, but I'm still waiting. It's 6 hours, like.
Yeah.
But
So there
I
was
think,
a period like that, and again, that's why we've just been overwhelmingly busy, but in a good busy. But it's got to adjust.
Punters love to just be acknowledged, and if we keep making sure if someone comes in there, at least get an email that it's being dealt with, or even on the chat situation, then the whole thing annoys you. You're in a queue or something, but at least you're in a queue.
Yeah.
You know that you're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Then that all helps. As we get, we're now so big that.
But I would say that's our most important topic. That's all we ever discuss, isn't it? Support, how we can improve support as we've grown, because we don't want to lose custom.
No.
It needs to be of a good standard. But really, what I meant was from a more sort of social aspect. You made a very good point there about suggestions. We've had the big events, we've had the guest speakers, we had the F1 event. What I'd like to hear from...
Did the funded trader sit-down dinner, the qualified
right.
analyst sit-down dinner.
But what would be nice to hear from maybe a few Alpha Capital customers is a few suggestions of what we can do as a social event, something that's completely different. For example, what's the one
they
I've
feel
seen?
accessible to, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, of which we all be a
something
part
fun,
of. Maybe build some sort of competition out of it. What was the one I was watching? It was Trading Wars. Is that right? Where they went over to the States and had a trade-off. We could easily get an office in London, do a similar thing.
Yeah, get 20 traders in an office.
A full intense day trading session. Make it fun.
That would be good.
It'd be great. And invite. It don't all have to be funded traders either.
No.
Invite a couple of stage 1 customers, stage 2, people that have become funded. Really mix it up, I think, to make it a little bit more fun. Not influencers, just standard normal people. Bring them together and have a good day.
I agree. Yeah, no, that would be good. Yeah, I do think some more suggestions or interacting with the suggestions. I think you bring it up again, the point that you made, something about the suggestions box in the Discord, making it more interactive or incentivizing suggestions. We've always asked for suggestions, and we read them monthly. We'll pick and choose ones that we can't do every suggestion. Some of them are just not feasible.
And some people come on crazy ideas, and then
some aren't feasible.
I've had one guy come on. He's a marketing professional. He's got some pretty good ideas, and we're going to liaise with him. But he's saying there's all sorts of things you can do with incentivising with either the gift cards or rewards or discounts into.
Yeah, that's a whole big system. But
there's millions of ways
so
of
many
looking
ideas
at it.
out there.
Often the suggestion box, it's just complaints. We want to turn it the other way. We want to see positive things that.
The biggest
benefit
suggestion
everybody.
I see, which we have thought on, but not sure if we can do, is the lot sizing on indices and on oils, which it is under consideration. I see that the most for 2 years is probably the most recurring suggestion.
But we have got a solution to that.
Some people aren't bothered. Some people are. But that is one, and I'm bringing it up. We're not ignoring that suggestion. It's just not an easy one to
Execute.
Yeah, just start giving you double the size on certain assets.
But again, we're talking about client retention, and we want people to develop and move on. And we'll talk about it later. But we've got alpha futures. If you want to trade the right size, all those are available on the futures platform.
Yeah.
And you can do your micro lots. So if you're a small lot player, you can, so the tools are there. You just need to widen your.
Over the past, we spoke, about what we haven't done the past few months, which is getting on camera and discussing what we're up to and what we've got upcoming. But the things that we have been busy with, Alpha Futures is live and kicking and growing really well. It was excellent feedback from the futures community so far. We're
2 months in?
Third month this month.
Yeah, decent level of accounts.
Decent, really good, really great feedback. We've had some really good sized payouts already. There's already been someone over 21,000 and a single guy. He'd had the account, he'd only probably seen us for about 3-4 weeks. And 3-4 weeks later, he had a 5-figure payout. But
so I think we're up to 100,000 payouts, isn't it, already? I think that's something.
I think we're just over that now.
Yeah, so it's a proper milestone.
Oh, absolutely,
And I think
probably just touching just over that now, yeah.
And I think touching on that, the fact that you said we had that little bridging period and things were delayed and payouts got delayed. That's like the payout ratio on the futures account, and Ben is adamant about maintaining it. Is within a day, isn't it?
Yes.
People, we've got 5-star reviews coming out of our heads on Trustpilot because.
What really excites me is that has grown, I mean, naturally it would do because we had the following, but that has grown at a much quicker rate than when we set up Alpha Capital Group, which obviously it leans a little bit on the brand that hopefully I'd like to think we've created.
We had about 10 clients
the last 3 years, but it's probably grown quicker than I anticipated in the first 3 months, which is great. So I think Ben's doing a great job.
Ben Shafi, shout out. He's doing a real great job. Ben Shafi's COO. He does most of the day to day alongside us, but he's really in the thick of it, and he's absolutely flourishing.
I think it's an important point to make. Some of the criticism we get in this industry, not just ours, is that we're out to get everybody and you don't do anything for the punters. Wow. Ben has totally set that up in terms of being a trader.
Ben was an Alpha.
And he is a live
he was an Alpha
trader, isn't he?
He was an Alpha Capital Group trader. That's how we found him.
Yeah. Every little part of that, and he's given it me to play around with, and I couldn't say there's anything better I've ever seen. And it's almost like having a platform back in the city. Yeah. Everything is designed for you as a trader, and all the safety features of it.
The platform's
they're
great.
Absolutely incredible.
The platform's great.
If people are moaning about not being able to get limits in the prop world, give futures a try.
On futures you can set it whatever price you want.
To trade.
Mm-hmm. The charts are great. It's all trading view charts. You can drag and drop your stop losses and take profits.
When you traded derivatives, did you trade the future or the cash CFD?
I was in the equity options part. It was about a year before it all went electronic.
Right.
So only a little bit of the crazy running around and seeing the pits go nuts. Mm-hmm. And it was all trying to put the option structures together. So never really directly trading. So I was still a junior coming in at that point. Mm-hmm. I knew I was being taught all from behind. Yeah. But absolutely wild days. That would be. We're right next to the footsie pit. That was just crazy.
That would have been fun. That would have been great fun.
Yeah. Both my uncles, the pair of them were futures traders on the pit for quite some time. One was a local, one worked for a big bank. And he introduced me recently to a guy. There's still guys that are still out there prop trading.
Yeah, I know.
Just live future markets, But it's interesting. The reason I asked you that question actually is because if you ask what I deem as a professional trader, none of them would touch a CFD. They don't want to pay carry costs and things of that nature. In that they would always trade the future.
We've always said we describe every video is for where the big boys and girls play. Yeah, and it's because you're committed. You know the prices are right. You know that the volume is where it says it is. Because you've got all this problem in our arena on the prop side. Everyone's got a different price. So you can't guarantee.
Every broker, every LP.
You've got 10 minutes finding the chart where that's come through on TradingView, etc. Yeah. Here you centralise. You know exactly what you're dealing on, and you can see it from watching the depth of market. It's true. It jumps around like you'd expect it to. Yeah.
But you're right.
Gives you a real proper feel for how things trade.
If you're trading CFDs, I won't name names, but let's say two big providers in the UK, you probably guess who I'm thinking about. That one will be different to that one.
Yeah, you could line up all 10, they'll all be slightly different.
Yeah, I'm talking about cash-funded accounts.
Exactly.
They'll be a lot different.
You never know where you are.
This guy was telling me, it was quite an interesting conversation actually. I'd like to get him on Alpha Futures, because I won't name his name just yet, but you'd probably know this guy. In fact, he did say he recognised your name.
Okay.
But he'd made some good money on he's traded lean hogs, things of that nature, right? You probably see it and analyse it. He's probably analysed lean hogs for the last 20 years. I don't even know what a lean hog is. I think it's a pig, isn't it?
Well, it's a pig. There's some girl came on to the public chat on futures last Friday. You're on there, weren't you? Yeah. And her dad made loads of money out of lean hogs futures. Said,
that was it.
Do you know anything about pig futures? So the only thing I know about pig futures is lunch with crackling and apple sauce.
Oh, right. Okay, I was a little bit panicking then when he started saying some girl come on and we're talking about lean hogs. I thought,
easy time.
Let's try and keep it PC.
Alex, not here.